Hey friends, and welcome back to your girl Brittany with the 12 days of Brittmas. Oh my gosh, we're nearing to the end, but today we are going to do the Sleigh memory decks. And you guys know I always show a lot of handmade things that you can do without your machine or dies, but today we are going to play it with our machines. So I'm going to show you how I put everything together and how I size it down, so then that way if you have one too, you can go ahead and do it yourself. So let's go ahead and get going. So to start, you're going to need a memory decks base and the Sleigh file that I am using. I will have the information for the codes down below in the description box. These are Lori Whitlock files, but I did get them on the Silhouette store, so I'll have that information for you. So for right now, I'm gonna move the Sleigh to the side and work with my memory decks. Now with my memory decks, I like it sized to 4 inches wide. So I am going to adjust it so it'll be 4 and let it auto adjust the height for me. And then I'm going to go over into shapes and grab a square, and I'm just going to extend it so it'll fit over my memory decks, and I'm going to layer it down to about 3/4 of the way. I will highlight the whole entire thing, and then I am going to click slice. And if you haven't noticed, or if I didn't mention already, I am working in the Cricut design space, in which you can still get Silhouette files from. You just have to make sure that you click SVG. So after I sliced it, I'm going to remove the bottom portion and then delete everything else. Now, when we do the Sleigh, it comes up small on the Cricut design space. Well, for me, it did anyway. So all we're going to do is we're going to keep it grouped together, but I am going to pull my little arrows down in the right corner, and I am going to make it grow, and I'm going to size it so that it will fit over my little memory decks portion. Now the right part of the Sleigh, not the left, but the right, is the actual technical way of putting the Sleigh together. So I'm going to line it up with the right part of the Sleigh, and once I get the sizing down, I will go ahead and ungroup everything, and I will have the information of what size everything is down below for you as well, if you also want to go ahead and create it. So once I get everything going, I am going to ungroup it. Now this project comes with everything that you see. I am not going to use the snowflakes, so I'm just going to move those out of the way and delete them. And then I'm just going to start kind of moving things around. Now these gray pieces are what goes on the top of the Sleigh, and the little black ones are the layering piece that goes on the bottom, and then like the decorative piece goes on the top of the black portion. And then at the bottom here, you see this is what creates our box. Now I'm going to start creating the memory decks base. Before I do so, I want to create a duplicate of this piece. So I already have it, and then I'm going to layer it on top of my memory decks portion. And I'm just going to layer it ever so slightly, so right where, not just like right where it touches, but kind of overlaps just a little bit. And then I'm going to highlight the whole piece, and I am going to weld them together. So now it is just one piece. And then I'm going to duplicate that a few times, so then that way I have a few pieces to add together. If you're using heavyweight cardstock, then you can probably just use one, but I like my stuff really sturdy. Now you have your Sleigh pieces that are going the opposite direction. One is your front and one is your back, and you will need at least another set, so then when you connect your box together and then have a layering piece on top of that. So I have my 3 memory decks pieces, I have my 2 pieces that are going to attach to the box, and then these 2 I just highlighted, they're going to be my matting pieces of my decorative cardstock. So the black pieces I am going to cut out in rose gold, and then the gray pieces I'm going to cut out in a glitter rose gold. So I have that all set up, making sure, and this is how things are supposed to go together as I am showing you. And I'm going to go ahead and get these all cut out, and I will be back. So here are my pieces all cut out. So I have my 3 memory decks pieces. Now if you want a decorative piece at the bottom here, then I suggest that you cut out additional ones in your pattern paper, so that way you can either, if you want it to be different from your pattern paper, then cut your memory decks base again just in that pattern, or if you want it to be all the one pattern, then make sure you cut your 2 pieces of that. But I want the pink bottom, and so I have the 3 here of my memory decks base, and then I have my layering pieces that will go on top of it, so mine will look like this. Like I said, I want the pink bottom, but if you want this to be decorative cardstock, make sure you cut another one like this in your decorative. And then I have my 2 pieces to help create the box. So once the box is formed, then I go ahead and I add my piece here, and then I have my box piece, and then my sleigh pieces. So I know it doesn't look like it looks a little bit more coppery, but this is the Recollections from Michael's rose gold foil, and then I have the rose gold glitter paper also from Recollections at Michael's that I'm going to layer on top of that. So we're going to put that stuff to the side, and we are going to work on our box piece. So I'm just folding on the scored lines. So there are 3 on the side on both sides, and then we have 2 in the middle. So that's what it should be like. And then when you put your sleigh together, it should go within your lines that you have here. So this first one would go within, so your box is not going to actually sit perfectly like this in 90 degrees. It's actually going to widen out. So there is the front portion of the sleigh box. So now I'm just going to adhere this piece to the other side. Now our sleigh is put together. I'm going to mat my pieces of my memory decks together. My memory decks is complete. I am going to actually mat my back piece first before attaching my sleigh box. So now that I have the back done, I'm going to add my box. Now you have your 3D memory decks sleigh. So this, if we're measuring from
the edge to the tip is about 4.5 inches wide, and then it's just under 4 inches in height, and your box is about 2.25 deep. So of course the fun part is the decorating portion, but here is your cute little memory decks that you can guys go ahead and use and utilize, add into your stash, or even gift Happy Mail in. So I do hope you guys had liked this project. If you did, make sure you give it a big thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.